So yesterday we spoke about the significance of names, and someone asked me, Sweet Neshama, Moshe Arya asked me, should he, when he's speaking, when he's interacting with non-Jews, should he also be makbid that they should call him Moshe Arya? So years ago, I was living by my Rebbe, and I was very makbid. I got into this. I think I saw it in the Sefer, in the name of the Baal Shem Tov, how much koichas hanefesh, how much a person's neshama is awakened when he uses his name. So therefore, I was makbid. I would even correct people if they called me Daniel or Dani. I would say, please, Daniel Aaron. And until today, my daughter actually, she's very makbid also. And but as I get a little bit older, it was less makbid. Also, there is a concept of someone calling you by what's called a nickname that's endearing. So, for example, my mom calls me Dani. I'm not going to correct my mom. And v'chahena. But to understand that there's actually, Moshe Ali made me think that there's really there's two aspects that are happening when you use your Jewish name. So when you're interacting with someone, number one is that when they say your name, so like I said from the Baal Shem Tov, the mamshich, they're drawing your koichas hanefesh. But number two, part of what I mentioned yesterday is the Rambam, that when you mention your name, your Jewish name, you're reminding yourself that you're special, that you're an Amanimcha, you're the chosen nation, and you're living up to a special mission out there, and specifically, every individual has their own personal mission. So there's twofold. One is the idea of what the person is doing, the chesed the person is doing to you, and number two, there's a constant reminder who we are and how much we can live up to. So for example, my name is Daniel Aaron. So it reminds me that Daniel means I have to give up psak, and I also have to be Aaron. I also have to have shalom. And every person has their own individual name. If it's a little bit Yiddish, it's a little bit more complicated. You got to go a little bit deeper. What does tzipora mean? There's a lot of different interpretations. But I want to share with you a story just to show you how powerful when a person is tuned into a name. So number one, I mentioned yesterday, and I think this is such an incredible segue into any time you meet another person, especially there's so many Jews out there, like I said, that are hidden. And when you ask them for, you meet someone, you're not sure, you tell them, oh, I'm Jewish. The first thing is that breaks the ice is, well, it's your Jewish name. And then you could enter deeper in your understanding of this person simply by trying to think about what the name means. That's number one, and I said there's a source for it also in the Gemara Maseches Yoma. But number two, like I said, it reminds ourselves of our mission. So listen to the story that happened to me years ago. I was preparing a class on the topic of what are we living for, which I've mentioned many times. The Ramchal says every person should spend an hour a day thinking about what am I here in this world for. So maybe we don't do an hour a day, but certainly every day, for a few seconds or moments, a person should take and say, okay, wait a minute, I'm here because the Rebbeinu Shem told me he wants me to do everything correctly. He wants me to do the right thing. Why? So he should be meitiv. He should give me the greatest pleasure possible. Okay, we were created for the delight. And therefore, I have to think about my purpose in this world. Okay? So, I'm preparing this class on the purpose of this world, and I was making copies in the yeshiva. Suddenly a person walks in, it was like Friday afternoon, and this non-Jewish looking person walks in. Anyway, I say hello. After a few moments of conversation, I realize he's Jewish. I ask him, what's your name? He tells me Chaim. I go, Chaim, wow, you're not going to believe it. I have this class that I'm preparing on what are we living for. We had an amazing conversation. Fine. Sunday, I'm supposed to go and give this class, and this is what happened. True story. Someone calls me up and says, what should I do? I want to name my child after someone that was niftar that died early. Should I add the name Chaim? I said, wow, I'm just in this topic, and I explained why it's okay. Yes. Anyway, I was on my way to a basketball game in the JCC, and this is one in my head. I'm on my way, and I get to there, and there's a guy in charge of the scoreboard. Also, again, I knew they were all not from Yidden there. I say, what's your name? I forgot the English name. He said, I bet your name in Jewish is Chaim. He goes, yeah, how did you know? And that was the second Chaim of that day. The third Chaim, I had a certain engagement, or maybe it was I forgot what it was exactly, a party of some sort. I went, and my good friend greets me. Of course, his name was Chaim. So I realized that this powerful message of, and again, Chaim is interesting that even what's the source of the name Chaim. But one of that's what it became my favorite name, Chaim. Why? Because Chaim means, what are you living for? A constant reminder. But this is not just Chaim. It's any name that we have, a Jewish name. And even if it's Zlata and unusual, there's a famous song of the Shtibel Hoppers with Zlata. Most of you probably don't remember the song. But the idea is that if you have a Jewish name, that's already a reminder that we are living for a higher purpose. And Avai should be zeich to live up to it. And very quickly, especially in these days, incredible days where we want already Mashiach to come and be anointed, as the word Mashiach means.